You've seen the news, the Bank of Canada has cut the interest rate by 50 basis points, which brings us down to a rate of 3.75%. This on top of the 325 basis point cuts they've already made this year, which started in June. And those cuts pretty much had no effect on the housing market. The story remains the same. We've seen sales and prices come down, inventory has been accumulating across the GTA, and none of the rate cuts up to this point have sparked any sort of big life into the real estate market, as some people in the industry had suggested. My name is Jessie McClellan and I'm a realtor here in Oshawa, Ontario. If you want to stay up to date on everything happening in our real estate market, especially in Durham Region, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can also book a call with me if you have any questions about our market or buying or selling a property here using the link in the description. So the Bank of Canada started their rate cut cycle in June. Since then, they've done 4 consecutive cuts at each announcement, dropping 25 basis points each time until the most recent rate announcement on the 23rd, where it was dropped another 50 basis points. This has brought us from an overnight rate of 5% to now 3.75%. In my main service area of Durham Region, we had 877 sales during the month of June, and the average sale price for the region was $956,000. Since then, the number of sales each month has decreased by 23%, as we had only 672 sales in September, and the average home price has decreased about $60,000 or 6.5%. I wanted to show this because I know with every rate cut, there are going to be people who might tell you that you need to buy right now because prices are about to take off again, and if you don't buy right now, you're out of luck. It's always been my opinion that you buy a home when the timing is right for you, and if the timing isn't right for you, then I don't think that telling you that the market's going to take off and ownership is going to be out of reach soon is of any help with reaching your goal of owning a home. However, there are 2 trains of thought on what impact these cuts will have. One is that this is good for buyers because it will increase their purchasing power, and anything that helps a first-time buyer enter the market or helps a family buy a home closer to work or family is generally seen as a good thing. And sellers also look at it as a positive because buyers being able to spend more means that the buyers can spend more money on their home and help push prices up. Of course, if you're buying and selling in the same market, it kind of works out to a wash. But one thing that's often forgotten about this is that the Bank of Canada's rate cuts directly impact variable rate mortgages, but not fixed mortgage rates, which are instead determined by bond yields. And if you look at the 5-year bond yield since the announcement, it hasn't dropped, which means that this rate cut was expected and already priced in. So the majority of buyers' pre-approvals actually didn't change. And according to CMHC, 69% of all mortgages contracted in 2024 have been fixed rate mortgages. So nearly 70% of the buyer pool has not seen any increase to their buying power because of this rate cut. And the other way of looking at it is, why are they cutting these rates? Rate cuts, especially 4 in a row, and the last one being a more aggressive cut, is not a good sign for the overall economy. This usually means that the Bank of Canada is expecting the economy to continue to slow down next year, and that will likely see unemployment continue to creep upwards as well. If people are losing jobs, then less people overall are going to be able to afford to buy homes, and more people will feel pressure to sell their home. That is not a recipe for a market where home prices are increasing. Now, there are the new mortgage rules coming into effect on December 15th that allow CMHC insured mortgages up to $1.5 million and allows first-time homebuyers to get an insured 30-year mortgage amortization, and this too can help boost a buyer's purchasing power. And with home prices still being where they are, buyers tend to max out their pre-approvals to help them get into the market and get the most suitable property for them. But it doesn't matter how much purchasing power you give to buyers, home values are going to be dictated by supply and demand. Buyers aren't going to bid up home prices if we have a balanced or buyer market conditions, because there's no reason for them to pay over market value. They may look at bigger homes or more expensive areas if they receive a higher pre-approval, but our sales and active inventory are going to determine how much competition we have between buyers and where home prices will trend. With that being said, I would expect to see a bump in sales activity and home prices as we do every spring, especially in the first-time homebuyer category. But with a downward trend in the economy, we could be in a worse position next year than we were this year. And so far, since this market correction has started, we've seen smaller and smaller bumps to home prices during each spring market. In 2023, we saw a 12.7% increase from January to the peak of home prices in June, and this year we only saw a 6.9% increase in home prices from January to the peak in June. And in my opinion, there isn't enough evidence to support that we will see a higher bump in home prices during our spring market. So if the timing is right for you and you're looking to be in your new home in the next 3 to 6 months, then now is a great time for you to start your home search. But if you aren't ready yet, don't let the fear of homeownership getting out of reach stop you from working towards your goal. And if you're on the selling side, don't expect these rate cuts to have an immediate impact on our real estate market, because the stats have shown that that's not what's happening, at least not in 2024. There's also another rate announcement coming on December 11th and the expectation that we'll see further rate cuts. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out in 2025. If you'd like to follow along, I make weekly videos keeping you up to date on everything happening in our local real estate market, and I try my best to give it to you as straight as I can because informed buyers and sellers make better decisions. If you'd like to stay up to date, then hit that subscribe button and please like this video if you found it helpful. You can also use the link in the description to book a call directly with me if you have any questions about our market, or if you think I might be a good fit to help you buy or sell a home here. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and I'll see you in the next one next week. Bye.